often does a game come out and make you say, yeah, that's an instant classic. It's been a very long time since we've had such a refreshing release as Hi-Fi Rush. It's a watershed moment in the industry that proves creativity still exists. The game is practically flawless with its outstanding sound design, breathtaking visuals, charming story, slick combat, and a constant ability to leave you in awe and amazement. Hi-Fi Rush will be remembered as one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, I'm serious. Now the premise is the coolest thing ever. After a botched surgery to get a prosthetic arm, the hero's MP3 player from the mid-2000s is infused into his heart, giving him the power to summon a guitar and clobber enemies with it as he goes on a punk rock adventure to take down an evil corporation. You couldn't ask for more than that. The game gives you more and never lets up. It's always blowing your mind with its non-stop barrage of insanity. I don't want to spoil the surprise and show you too much of the crazy stuff, but the game is always upping the ante. One of the first insane things the game gives you is the unique combat system, where that MP3 player I mentioned earlier plays a big role. Everything in the game is thumping to the beat. From your health bar, to the trees, to NPCs, to your walking and idle animations, even to the save icon. And of course, enemies attack you on the beat. But if you attack in sync with the beat, you can perform stylish combos that increase your score and fill your reverb gauge, allowing you to unleash powerful special attacks. This innovative concept combines the mechanics of a rhythm game with the controls of a hack and slash, which makes for one of the most fascinating action games I've ever played. The combat just flows seamlessly and feels incredibly satisfying. The developers, Tango Gameworks, have done an excellent job of making sure that every aspect of the game feels cohesive and natural, which makes sense because some of the talent behind this game, like Shinji Mikami and Masaki Yamada, have also been behind a myriad of all-time greats. If I show you their full resumes, we'll be here all day, but they've got the original 4 Resident Evils, Bayonetta, Okami, Devil May Cry, and many others. This is a skilled studio made up of some of the most creative minds in the business, and that's the sort of crew you need to make this concept work. The integration of the music into the gameplay is totally organic and just makes you feel like a rock star as you batter your foes to the killer music. And hey, you can grapple yourself towards enemies, so you know it's a good game. If you're a typical player, then the main quest should be about 12 hours on normal difficulty, which is pretty standard for this genre. I played it on normal because I'm not good at hack and slash games. That genre goes by many different names. Some people call them spectacle fighters, some call them character action games, but I call them parry fighters because parrying is why I'm bad at them. Sorry folks, I prefer dodging, but I gotta say that parrying is really cool in Hi-Fi Rush because it's rhythmic. Like, some enemies are gonna hit you like... So you gotta parry it like... Brilliant stuff. But yeah, normal had a satisfying difficulty curve with a rewarding challenge level. It's not just a button masher, so you're gonna have to get comfortable with the mechanics to take down frantic bosses. Perfectly timing your hits and chasing those S ranks adds an extra layer of depth that keeps even the easier parts interesting. Yeah, anybody can clear them, but the fun part is doing a good job, and the combat is so enjoyable that you want to do a good job. That's an approach to difficulty very similar to Jet Set Radio, which has inspired this game in more than one way, what with the colourful art style and general attitude. But definitely, I'll be checking out the harder difficulties later on. But when you're out of the combat, you're exploring these massive environments that are teeming with detail. You can look in any direction and every nook and cranny will be brimming with love and care from the developers. Nothing is unstimulating. You get intricate set piece after intricate set piece with stunning visuals. It's so meticulously crafted that it puts just about every AAA game in recent years to shame. Believe me, this world is fully realized. You even got Saturn devouring his son here. Amazing! And unlike other parry fighters, the platforming isn't even bad. In fact, the obstacles contribute to the game's musical score. Everything in the game world is making music. Panels make drum beats when they slide and slam. Lasers make riffs. And platforms and hazards make grooves as they materialize. It's actually kind of similar to the music levels in Rayman Legends. Differences in that game, the player is reacting to the beat, whereas here you gotta pay attention to the beat to read how the level will react. If they make a sequel, I'd like to see both styles. Anyway, the levels are definitely linear, but that's not a bad thing, because they're certainly not lacking in depth. Aside from the spectacular views, there's many secrets and curiosities to find off the beaten path, like gears, which is your in-game currency, upgrades, and other collectibles. Additionally, there's cool NPCs and readable tidbits that flesh out the storytelling, and the story is actually cool, which I'll get to in a bit. Overall, the gameplay is just very well crafted. The polish here is superb. Nothing about it feels awkward or out of place. It feels finished. This is indisputably a complete package that you can really sink your teeth into. Now, I said I'll get to the story in a bit, but just wait a little longer. I want to talk about the music. Yeah, it is pretty crucial to a game as rhythmic as Hi-Fi Rush. The music is awesome. This is hype. Some of the tracks in this video are from the game, and wow, the game is so new that when I wrote that sentence, the music wasn't even on YouTube yet. I had to rip them myself from the sound test. That is old school. The score knows when to be subtle, when to be groovy, and when to pull out the guitars. And dude, on top of the original tracks, you got licensed songs here. There's bands you'll most likely recognize, like Nine Inch Nails and The Prodigy, but it's also going to introduce you to fantastic artists you've never heard before. One of the most memorable moments in the game is an elaborate set piece featuring a song from The Joy Formidable, and it was just beautiful and entirely deserved. It's sure to be remembered as one of the most iconic moments in gaming history. All in all, you're gonna be tapping your feet and nodding your head throughout the game. So finally, we get to the story. On top of the punk rock adventure, you got some actually well executed themes like labor relations, working class struggles, corporate overreach, data privacy, and the dangers of becoming too reliant on technology. I love the characters. Everyone is unique and glistening with personality and have sick designs. The script is witty and charming too. The main hero's got a journey of self-discovery without the disingenuous pseudo-inspirational garbage you see a lot. And then you got the main villain who even genuinely believes his actions are for the greater good. Sure, we've been getting way too many sympathetic villains as of late, but at least he stands out from all the other evil CEOs in media who are one-dimensional characters whose only goal is to get more money. The dialogue itself is well written, and I laughed plenty of times throughout my playthrough. Who'd have thought that jokes actually land when you don't have obnoxious Marvel movie dialogue? That said, some of the jokes didn't land. There's a few coffee jokes that belong in a 2012 Tumblr blog, there's a few dude weed moments with the vocabulary, and there's a handful of times where the characters are taking the situation less seriously than they should. My least favourite part though is around the middle of the game where there's an uptick in impudent, cynical, backhanded remarks, and it really makes the characters come off as pricks who shouldn't be friends. But aside from these few exceptions, the script makes an excellent first impression, and the payoff by the end is a likeable cast with well-handled development. The game could have survived with a stupid narrative and terrible script, but they went above and beyond anyway and made sure the game delivered on all fronts. Hi-Fi Rush exudes passion and creativity in every aspect. You can tell that the studio Tango Gameworks had a lot of fun creating this love letter to music and video games. It's just an eclectic yet cohesive audiovisual ludonarrative dream that is enjoying itself and inviting you to come along for the fun. From start to finish, the entire game is a blast. The whole game is the good part. It never stops being interesting, it never stops being imaginative, and it never stops being iconic. The game just came out, but it's already given me a deeper appreciation for parry fighters and rhythm games. It's a testament to how great Jet Set Radio is that more than 20 years later its influence is still palpable. How fitting that a refreshing instant classic like Jet Set Radio was able to inspire another refreshing instant classic, Hi-Fi Rush, which nevertheless carves out its own identity and makes a name for itself. It's so inventive, it's so polished, it's so fun. I give it my highest recommendation because I can confidently say already that this is one of the best games ever made. And can you believe the game is only $30 US? Hi-Fi Rush offers an unprecedented amount of content and polish for such a low price tag. You are doing yourself a disservice if you don't buy this game right now. It's a shame then that the game isn't being advertised as much as it should be, considering the rave reviews and its excellent performance on the Steam charts. It's crazy to think that as I was in the middle of planning a Jet Set Radio video, this game appears out of nowhere and launches the same day it was announced. It's a bold move to develop such an ambitious game in secret, drop it, and then do nothing to advertise it. This is a 10 out of 10 game that could be a hit if given the proper attention and promotion, so advertise it. In the meantime, you lot gotta play it, spread the word. So this is Dandy, telling you why Hi-Fi Rush is very, very dandy. Peace.